Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as was the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, let's just dive in and let's start off with this video here. It is a short, quick, almost 1 minute long video. And what we are talking about here is Brad Chase from Ripple, who is the head of liquidity products, is discussing how Ripple wants to turn every e-commerce company into a crypto company. One thing that I would love to note before I actually play this video is the fact that when we really kind of look at the evolving needs of the world of business, first off, business has really kind of shifted to the online scene. I think that Amazon has been a key player and driver for that. They've accelerated this. E-commerce, as we know it, is obviously a massive market and one that is going to continue to grow and thrive. But with e-commerce, well, guess what? You need faster payments. You need things to happen in an instant. That is where crypto can come into play and become a big driver, specifically around addressing pain points of customers, right? And payments is the big thing. But listen closely to this almost 1 minute long clip, and then we will talk a little bit more about that.
Like any new technology, it starts coming from similar things that exist. So the same types of ways that you think about payment rails, the same different flows of which you have a normal payment, they map into crypto as well. But I think the places where they start to differentiate is, traditional payments, particularly global cross-border ones, very slow, expensive. You've got long settlement times, multiple days, even months. You've got lots of intermediaries to kind of de-risk those settlement challenges and counterparty risks. And that becomes fees, it becomes friction, it becomes kind of inefficiencies. And so, the way I think about, crypto here is crypto is almost this magical public shared infrastructure that lets you get rid of a lot of that.
And again, when we talk about this, I don't think many people realize what's actually happening. It's one thing to speculate, it's another thing to actually read through the documents and come to the conclusion yourself. Which is always why I say, and I encourage everyone to always do their own research outside of what, me or any, content creator in the space does, because, it really is disrupting the infrastructure layer, the back end infrastructure layer, where, not a lot of people realize what they are utilizing, right? When you go and make a payment on Amazon, nobody's really thinking, how did that payment get processed? How did that payment settle? Nobody cares. All they care about is if they're going to get their item in 1 day using Prime delivery, right? So disrupting e-commerce and having crypto at the infrastructure layer, that's a big game changer. And even when we look at SMEs, right? Like SMEs is an extremely overlooked opportunity, especially for crypto. Ripple recently posted this white paper talking a little bit about SMEs and how they make up 90% of the world's businesses, and many are hindered by the inefficiencies of cross-border payments. It's clear there is a big opportunity in blockchain-based small business payments. And within this is a great article, by the way. This is back in August, actually, of this year, when they officially posted this insight. We kind of went over it a little bit, but as we look at this, right, this is a very, very huge opportunity, especially for banks, especially for crypto as well. But you see, while traditional banking infrastructures and financial services have yet to meet their growing B2B cross-border payments needs, there is a vast opportunity for banks to tap into this lucrative customer base. Ripple's latest white paper, Big Opportunity in Small Business Payments, suggests that the starting gun is about to sound in a race to close this gap. Banks can gain a competitive advantage by using digital assets and blockchain to improve payment offerings for SMEs. Some 90% of European Payment Council members believe blockchain will transform the payment industry by 2025. So the opportunity is clear. Market share is ripe for the taking, and the need for speed is the big thing, right? We go here. The pandemic boosted the global profile for SMEs. A recent Citi report highlights their expansive role in mitigating supply chain disruptions, and MasterCard's 2022 borderless payments report finds that 58% of SMEs are sending and receiving more cross-border payments now than they were before 2020. So as we look at this, right, we address the market size. What you see, unfortunately, and despite the estimated $110 trillion value attributed to the B2B payments market, the white paper reveals small business customers remain underserved by most financial institutions. From slow processing times to high transaction charges and a lack of payments transparency, cross-border flows are plagued with inefficiencies that SMEs frankly cannot afford. And the funny thing about this is that we know that Ripple has been tapping into the SME market for a very long time. If you were around in like 2019 and 2020, you know, and I think it might have even been before 2019, you would know that Ripple offered a line of credit service that I do believe that they still offer. It's just not a spotlighted use case on their website anymore. But it was a line of credit to SMEs because these SMEs were having a very hard time getting a line of credit through the traditional banks. So Ripple was really kind of offering that service to build upon the inefficiencies that plague SMEs through the traditional banking sector. Now, again, they do mention the pre-funded accounts. They also talk about the waiting for settlement and all that kind of stuff. And the pathway to growth is essentially digital connectivity and tapping into digital assets. But the problem is interoperability and regulation, which a lot of this is already being solved. We still have yet to solve the regulations part of that scenario. But Ripple Payments, as they do mention here, was built to arm financial institutions with accessible on-ramps to support SMEs and acquire new customers. So when we look at this, the future is digital. Outside of what we are seeing within this, like $110 trillion is not a small feat. But I do think that as we look at the future, blockchain-based payments, digital assets, I think that we are going to tap a large portion of that market. I think that as we see the evolution happening around payment technology specifically, I do look at a future where crypto is the underlying infrastructure. It's going to take some time, but we are getting there day by day. And also, there was a great interview with the director of member investments at Link2 with Tony Edward, Thinking Crypto 1. And this is a minute and 54-second long clip that got posted by RizXRP. This is a great way to kind of look at things around the evolution of payments and the adoption of on-demand liquidity itself, waiting for the first bank in the US to use on-demand liquidity. Check this out.
We'll be announcing today that we're going to be having the proper pre-party. So we'll be having an afternoon party the day of the Ripple proper party. And we can't wait to be there and celebrate with everyone because, you know, for many people, they're so happy that after 2 years of this, you know, it's over. But for many of us, it's been 5 years and 6 years and 7 years of watching XRP go through, you know, everything it's gone through and dealing with, you know, all the different things, and then seeing Ripple go through what they went through with the case. I mean, we've been in it for the long haul. I mean, it's just, you know, but I salute all of the people that believed in what they were invested in, know what you're invested in, and never give up, because we already won as far as XRP not being a security. And my belief is the next big thing we're waiting for is that first financial institution to do an ODL transaction in the United States. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe when that first company does it, this thing is going to just explode, because not only is it going to cause excitement in the crypto world, but all of the naysayers about crypto, which they have a right to be naysayers about crypto, because 99% of blockchains are garbage. I mean, let's face it, there's 30,000 blockchains out there. We can't have that many blockchains. But when they see that there's a real use case and that financial institutions are using it and how they're using it, there are going to be a lot of people that come to this party, and Ripple's going to get a lot of attention. So it's going to be exciting.
And see, this is exactly what, you know, I've been addressing. Like, he's talking about how this thing is going to explode once we see the first US bank really use on-demand liquidity. And the reason why he's saying that is because the massive snowball effect that will happen after, right? Like, we've talked about this in the past. where you have one bank tapping into something like this, where you embrace the efficiencies of it, it's game over. Every single bank will follow through. Why? Because they're all in competition with each other. But this could essentially level the playing field where every bank will want to use it because of how efficient it is. If you can get a bank to hold XRP and it saves them money, there is literally zero reason why the bank wouldn't want to hold XRP. There's zero reason why. So I do agree with that. And I also think that we are getting very close to that point in time where we are at a major turning point where we start to see major adoption of, XRP, digital assets. And just like you said, like 99% of the space is trash, right? That 1%, and like I said, I am not fading what Ripple and XRP are. When we look at Ripple as a company, and when we look at XRP as a digital asset, we know Ripple and XRP both are mentioned on major documents from the IMF, the World Bank. Hell, I mean, even the BIS just recently, came together with Ripple on the cross-border payment task force, which we do know the cross-border payment solution utilizes XRP. It's heavily utilizing XRP. And, outside of this, we also see Tranglo, right? Like all of the entire Ripple ecosystem continues to grow and expand. And I did mention this slightly, where we did see Tranglo expand the XRP remittance payout service to 3 Asian countries, including, of course, the Philippines, Vietnam, and Indonesia. When we look at what's been happening lately, there's zero doubt in my mind. Like tomorrow, XRP could essentially come back down to, let's just say 10 cents, right? It comes down to like the March of 2020 lows, like 10, 11 cents or so. I would not even flinch. I mean, I would flinch to grab my phone and buy more XRP. But besides that, I wouldn't care, because I've done so much research on what's happening. I know everything that has been happening around this space from the inception of, all right, we need to target crypto. We're not adopting crypto. We're not touching crypto, to all of a sudden, we need to regulate it so that we can tap into the potential of it. That, like, when you have these big players calling crypto a scam and then they want to tax crypto, they know how big crypto is going to be. And then when you start to see the big companies saying, okay, well, how can we launch crypto services? How can we do this with crypto? How can we, do that with crypto? Like, that's when we are at the turning point. And I already said this, right? Like, I've already addressed this as well over on my Twitter page as well, because I was talking to you guys about the institutional grade adoption of crypto. I said, like, institutional demand is wild right now because it's at a time when retail really doesn't care about this space. All they really care about is the price of these assets. That's why I say, like, I don't really care about the price of XRP. Like, if XRP is not well over the all-time high of 2017, 2018, I really don't care where we are at. If I woke up tomorrow and XRP was trading again, like I said, at 10, 11 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents, I would not care. I would be buying more XRP because my confidence behind this space and my confidence behind a lot of these assets is not diminishing. It's becoming even more than what I ever thought imaginable, because I'm so confident in what the future holds. I'm rolling the dice, I'm still speculating, but for the most part, as we really kind of look at, some of these assets, like, I know the pressure is building here around this space. I know this space is going to, blow. And when it does, when that pressure is gone and you're going, it's going to be too late for a lot of people that, are sitting here and, becoming doubters because the time and, the impatience and, oh, the price is down and, oh, we didn't explode after the lawsuit. Like, I don't care about lawsuit price action. I don't care about, these little pump and dumps in this market. What I really care about around this market is true utility and true adoption. Like, for an example, when like the first US bank goes live with on-demand liquidity, because that's when we will start to see the dominoes fall. That's where we will start to see major adoption of on-demand liquidity. And that's where, I also think that this entire space will change forever, where we are out of the, speculation sort of thought process. And, it's no longer, hey, Bitcoin's the number one asset. Maybe now it's XRP. Maybe now it's XLM, HBAR, QNT, XDC. You never know, right? So that's why I focus heavily on, things happening behind the scenes of the space. Because I look forward to when utility actually does matter, because right now nobody really cares if your coin is being utilized. They just care about what the price of it, is going to be in an hour from now or 24 hours from now. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on for some more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.